Okay, so now I zoom out and check if everything's okay, and now I'm gonna go refine helmets a little more. So I'm changing the shape a little bit, and yeah, I change my ideas again and sort of make it a little more spiky and menacing. Usually how I design is I got a principle from somewhere. It's like you have a bunch of detail in one place, and then you leave a big space for the eye to rest, and a lot of detail again in another place. It's kind of like value. You playing with value range is like a universal rule, and I copy one side and onto another side to make it symmetrical. I only do that if the two sides are symmetrical. So yeah, the big shape and the small shape is kind of like the value range when you play. You place a dark value with the light, or the medium with the light, so that is you have a continuation or some distinguish between the design from 1 to 2 to 3 and stuff. So you can't just kind of like, okay, make them all design and decor and all the detail within everywhere. It won't look right, and it won't appeal to the eyes. I think there's a rule book about design somewhere talking about that. So now I'm doing the horn. Now as you can see on the light part, I just use the yellow from the background light, so that it make the painting, is the rule of painting, that it will make the painting be part of the picture. Because light doesn't mean white. You can't, or you can in some case use white to lighten your highlight and stuff like that. But the best way is to borrow a color from the background, or what do you call the environment that the character is in, and use the lighter value of that environment color to add in. As you can see right now, I'm using sort of like orange, yellow background to add the highlight, or where the light would hit on that horn. And I borrow the color again to make the highlight hit, and that horn is actually popping out in the front, so I have to make it lighter, and it will be so that the object would look like it's stand out in the front. So now I'm cleaning up and zoom out. Zoom out more often, and then you to look at your picture and see if it still hold up when you zoom out. So now I'm refining the horn, and just going in. Figure it might be too dark, and trying to figure out the value. There you go. And now I'm going in and overlay color layer and add some color onto that metal part in the middle. And now I'm trying to make her stand out more from the environment, so I do the light outline on top of the her hat or her helmet. And now I think that the edge is too sharp, so I soften it up just a little bit using soft brush, so that it would look like it pushed back in. So if you want the thing to stand out more and be up front, then use the hard edge, and the soft edge is for push the object back into the further away. So now I'm using dodge tool on the picture layer itself, and trying to figure out the color. Dodge is good when you playing with metal and trying to figure out the highlight value. Metal has a very high contrast, and it's not subtle. It's just like sometimes you see a flat surface and for same value, and then it just popped out a very really light value, or a really dark. So practice rendering metal from like real object would help you a lot when you're trying to illustrate something in metal. So now I'm doing adding a little more design and keeping the value within the range. And now I'm just adding things and see if the design would fit. So now again, since it's symmetrical, I'll just shortcut it and do that. Erase it out, and then now it'll be two sides, but then I'll just paint over with some texture and stuff to make it a little more asymmetric within the symmetrical. So as you see, both sides doesn't look the same at all. It looks the same, but like the texture and stuff are different because I go over and repaint it, adding some highlight here and there where the light should be hitting. And don't overdo the highlight, just do it when you need, because it will fight against each other and it won't look good. So now I'm just kind of clean things up and adding things here and there, and zoom out and see if it look congruent, the whole picture looks fit together, and fixing the light thing, the value here and there. So now I got the helmet almost there, but I think it's a little too plain, so I'm just gonna add like some kind of skull in there, just to kind of throwing the design off a little bit and to make it sort of, because it's all metal, so I should add all metal and all unorganic shape or very man-made shape. So now I'm just kind of trying to add some organic element to throw it off and make it design a little more interesting. So now that's a skull. I usually throw in black first just to see the shape, if the shape would fit, and then I'll just go in and render it. So now this skull is almost done, and then you have to kind of tie them together stuff. Maybe I should add some fang on the skull. That'd be a little more interesting rather than the regular skull itself. You don't know how to do it, then just look at a reference. Internet is everywhere. You can look at everything and just type in, Google it. So now we have the skull right there, and now I'm fixing the value and make it fit the helmet, so it doesn't look like it's it just like lay on top of it. Just I have to kind of make it fit and sort of paint over and make it part of the object. Put some highlight and some ding, like the helmet's been used. It's not like too smooth. And yep, adding some highlight there just to tie it together where the light would hit and follow through. So now we have the helmet's almost done, except the other side of the horn. Fixing, adding a little more intricate design, some ornate. It's very subtle. I don't plan to make it stand out so much. Okay, seems like that would work. There's a little some sort of Viking design, a little bit. I just add a little subtle, some kind of embroidered dent on the helmet, and highlight, fix thing here and there, zoom out and see if it looks correct. Okay, so now we have helmet almost done, and so now I'm just gonna copy one side and add to the other side, and then I'll just adjust it and erase partially and paint over. Actually it's better because so that it would blend in with the background color. Yep. You don't have to like paint onto the edge, just leave it around here and there so that it popped out and look like sort of painterly feel. So now I'm gonna have to fix the lighting on this one because it's gonna be the opposite side of the lighting. So I'm gonna do the dark on one side I copy that just so that I have a guideline of where the thing should be and have the base color so that I can go off of and paint over. But I have to correct the lighting still and basically repaint. So yep, the light is coming from her left hand side or your right hand side, so I have to fix the opposite lighting using the background color, or you could make it a little lighter if it's metal. So now the helmet is done as far as I'm concerned. Maybe a little highlight so I make the pointy thing pop out a little more, and then a decoration as I please. But at this point it's pretty much done. You just need to refine it a little bit, and you can just